fun. So I encourage that for everybody. Just give it a try, put the reps in, do the practice. So this is part 6. Is that right, TD? Are we part 6 of this is the 6th one? We did before we did blockchain 101. We did Polygon. I can't even remember them all. But so
Bravissima,
this is
Artificial
like,
Intelligence Design Way en vivo, una clase de una empresa de cripto.
thank you. Yeah, and I didn't see who that was, but yeah, do you remember some of the other ones? Um, so
Well,
yeah,
let's
this is
see.
like part 6, and
Polygon.
also,
Yeah. Shoot, it's been a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
My point
I'd
is,
have to go
I
look.
didn't. Yeah, right. It's been a bit. I didn't put it
We
in the
do a
tree. We
lot.
have tree diagram, and this
Right.
one is not in the tree diagram, but it could be. So that's the tease. Okay, everything that we just decided on this on Monday, right? Hey, let's do a AI thing. So let's go. Um, I didn't want to put it into the tree map just yet. But today's presentation is really exciting. It was the answer to the question, what is the intersection of AI and design? And we'll take a look at some use cases. And true to form, I just started the process of the design tree. The taxonomy is another word very important. So yeah, this is the beginning of a taxonomy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Uh, Here we go. So here's how I started was just like, okay, well, how should I even begin learning artificial intelligence? And so, of course, I went to Google, which is a great algorithm, isn't it? Right? And so what popped up was W3C schools, machine learning, free code camp, artificial intelligence, and then even into like IBM, Microsoft. I'll show you all of these things. Also, a couple of YouTubes. And so that's a great place to get started. And then what we'll end with today is like a side project, and we can see kind of a cross section of what artificial intelligence is and what it isn't, and all of the different use cases. So that's what leads us to that's what is AI exactly, right? And it's not super easy to define. We will go into Chat GPT for all you Chat GPT lovers. We will ask AI what AI is. Okay, we'll look at a little bit of code, not too much code, just a little bit, and through all of that, we'll kind of figure out, what these algorithms and loops and neural nets are, and something I'm bringing in, which is AI Hollywood, but I misspelled it at first. It was Al Hollywood, and that's a completely different person. So, anyways, a joke, a joke. But let's jump in, shall we? Okay, so we'll look at some live AI code, and the thing I really want to say is it's very accessible to you. Okay, this so it's very open. And that it's like open AI. That's why it's doing so well. We'll also then answer this question: what is the intersection of design and AI? So let me show you what I have prepared. I started here at W3C Schools, and everyone can see that okay and hear me okay. I guess any questions
Yep.
before I start to go through some of this information? Is everybody good? I can't see you, so
Looks
I
good.
want to. Maybe I could. Let me check the. Let me do this. Check out this little trick, TD. This is kind of cool. You go like, you got to have it all in Windows like that, and then move it over. Now check this out. I can see the chat if I get the chat behind, and I did that. Oh, okay, yeah. LOL, LOL. All right, Al, light it up. Let's get some emojis. And oh, I see so many people joining. Please don't drop out just yet. Wait till I was like, don't let my bad jokes fool you. Okay, we got a lot of great information here. Cool, Mario. I see you. And Kit, good to see you still. All right, check it out. Let's do this thing where I can talk about WebGL and see the chats. Yes. Al wins with the rocket. Anybody else want to be a runner up? Here we go. Let's go. All right. Artificial Intelligence 101. I encourage you to go to W3C schools, check out machine learning in JavaScript. This is where I went. Also off to the left hand, and I could put this, watch this whole, let's see if we could do this. Let's see if we could do this. I think we could do this. I love it. Okay, all right, Frank. Hey, right back at you, man. Okay, one more thing. Come on, Purple Heart for Frank. All right, and Frank wins a Purple Heart. Good job, man. All right. Those, not everybody gets that. All right, it's kind of rare. Anyway, back to the, where's, is Yikes here? Yikes is supposed to be here. He said he would be here. Is Yikes? Where's Hank? All right.
Yikes is
Good to see
probably in the
so many new
build
faces.
space stuff.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Missed
him in the
the-
build space area, so I don't know if it's still going on or not. Looks like it
Okay.
is. So
Hey, Danjuma's here. Hey, are you gonna present Danjuma? You want to? Is that happening? I hope so.
oh, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not
Yeah.
today, yeah. Next week, I
Ooh.
guess.
Next
Look
week.
forward to that. Look forward to that. So, okay, cool. All right, I'll jump back on. Hey, if anybody wants to say hi, this is a good time. Anybody want to say hi? Okay. Ooh, yay. Right back at you, Frank. Oh, man. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. That's cool. All right, light it up. Let's get some emojis in the chat. One emoji and I'll go. There's F my life. Hi. I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. But all right, here we go. Let's continue. Keep it up in the chat, and we're gonna do this again. All right. Okay. Yeah, JavaScript is good for machine learning. It is okay. It's always been good. I did some AI in C++, and I should have written it in JavaScript. Okay, that was a long, long time ago. We'll talk a little bit about that. We've also done WebGL, which is great, but it has nothing to do with AI. So, you know, that's something to define. Here's some really great modules. There's a billion of them out there. Okay, but things like TensorFlow are really popular, and you know, yeah, fire, light it up, emoji, Gabrola. I see ya. Cool. So things like this and this TensorFlow playground, we will go there. Hello, D3. We were talking about, who was talking about D3? Someone wanted to do a D3. Who was that? Kimoji? Kimoji? Are you here, Kimoji?
What is D3 again? I forget.
It is so cool. It's this. It's that. It does graphics, great, beautiful WebGL graphics. And
Oh,
yeah, so D3 has a good question. Thank you. Keep it coming. D3 is just for doing visualizations so you can see the AI. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Thank you. And oh, by the way, D3 was the same. Wait, no, what did I use? Never mind. I used a different. Sorry, I was gonna say I was gonna try to. Yeah, that actually D3. I apologize. I'm mixing up a couple. Yeah, D3 is the same platform that does our treasure hunt. Web3 tree. Sorry. So yeah, it does. But it does visualizations like this right there. Okay, that's D3, and this is D3. So our tree map is D3.
okay, got
Cool.
it.
Yeah, that took a long time. So I have to polish that. I have to polish my pitch. Great question. So yeah, we could also use tons of languages. This was a really beautiful thing. I just wanted to show you. Look at our friend JS at the top. This is remarkable. See how Python is coming up. And this is my experience. Look at that TypeScript line. Wow. So and here's C++. This is what I had written it in. Okay. So we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this, but not too deep. All right. I just wanted to basically show you that this is a great place to go to get started. Also, along the left, look at all of these things that you could deep dive into, whatever Brain.js is. I can't claim that I've done that, but look at all these cool examples. This is where I would go if I were learning. Check this out. Next one. This is also really good free code camp. Oh yeah, look at that. It didn't render. That's great. We're moving on. Hey, who's that? I didn't hear somebody. I saw a bunch of stuff like I just wanted to kind of emphasize a point that there's right ways and wrong ways to learn AI, and what's the use case, right? So that's the theme of this talk, and so all of these are going to be different use cases, um, and they vary dramatically. So like this is IBM's developer tutorials, courses, code patterns. We were talking about that, tutorials, videos. And that's if you're writing it in Node.js, and you want to use TensorFlow. But what we will see today is that there are many, many, many different styles. So this is just one. Here's another. This is the Microsoft one. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. So you really have to pick and choose. Here's a Python style, and you just have to kind of pick and choose what you're after. TensorFlow has some great tutorials, but this is specifically for machine learning in JavaScript, okay? And we could pop that one in the chat, but it just depends what you need, right? Okay, so if TensorFlow is your tool or not. I did want to show all these great. There are so many demos. Wanted to show you this. Everywhere I went, I'm finding just endless examples of how to use this technology. And that's why I decided not to try to, well, I avoided trying to put this into a tree map. Okay? These are the use cases, and there are many of them, but we'll break it down and get kind of start to figure it out. Another way that is really good for learning is just YouTube and watching videos. And so that's another thing that I would do to learn more about any of these topics, any of these buzzwords. But I want to be honest with you, still not the best, okay? Still not the best. We're working our way up from this idea of Googling to go to, W3 Schools or Free Code Camp. You could then go corporate style, IBM. You could go to the most popular, which is, I need to mention, OpenAI is very popular. We'll talk about that soon. Um, uh, you watch a lot of YouTube videos. You could go here, which this is actually the point that I kind of want to get to, is that another thing I was seeing was there's a lot of super hype places, and maybe this is right for you. So I'm not sure, but maybe it isn't right. And so this brings us to this joke, which is like, we do have the perception that AI is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I think this is the Hollywood AI that we were talking about. And I just want to be on record that AI is not Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? I know every time still when someone says AI, I have this image in my brain. And yes, I know there's a Skynet, and yes, I know we'll talk about some of the use cases, but one of the things that we can do from a design perspective is to really understand what we're talking about and to clarify. And that's what we'll talk about in just a second, is more of a taxonomy about real things. So this is the real version of AI in as a robot, and there are more. It's not so much this one, this isn't really Alexa, but it can be closer to this, where but it's important to separate between what is the use cases that actually work and what are the use cases that don't work. And so that's what brings me to the taxonomy. But before we get into taxonomy, any questions so far? Is everybody
I
good?
think that we have one question here is, what could you go back to that resource that had all of the different AI listings?
Yes, love that. Thank you. Is this the one? Which one?
Franker's ring.
Yeah, Frank is Frank. Like a directory of AI. That's great. I thought this one was cool. I'll go ahead and put this one in. This is for TensorFlow. Yes, actually, that's cool, man. Let me pop that in there. Good. And that's actually a perfect segue. Check this out. That is exactly what the next visual was. That's kind of what this is. This is everything AI. Now, I want to point out, yeah, taxonomy is here we go. It's kind of a good one. It's overwhelming. It's very confusing. Let me show you just a couple of bad ones before I show you the good one, okay? So I
Well, oh,
think,
if you're gonna show the bad ones, please tell us why it's bad too.
yes, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You've got it. All right, yeah. So this is super confusing. Like, and let me make it a little bit bigger. Oh, it did it. Come on, stop. Gonna let me scroll. Let me scroll. Yeah, okay. Maybe not clear. I apologize about that. But it is easily overwhelming, and there are so many different branches. I would just like to show you as I click through here and it loads. Watch how it's always complex, and some of the words are being reused. But I think also another thing to understand about AI taxonomy or AI high level overview is that it's also could be interpreted in different ways, and we will see today how what these actually mean, but not at the level of having to understand what DXN is. Okay, so I just want to say you don't need to know about these things. That's what I want to say. Okay, and that it doesn't have to be so inaccessible like what Bayesian is or deep learning. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about the neural networks. Does this look familiar? Here's a tree, right? So let's now I want to show you one that I did like. Let's see if I could zoom out. Was actually, yeah, this one is kind of interesting because it says this is a good way to kind of think about AI a little bit at a beginner level. That it's very there's many branches, and one we usually think of is computational, kind of like the algorithms and the computer science. And now, I don't see robotics here, but if we're talking about the Terminator, that would be under a AI mixed with robotics use case. And ChatGPT is AI mixed with language use case. So that's where language science comes into play. And today, primarily, what we will see for the rest of this presentation, still doing great on time, um, is little bit about the language science of artificial intelligence, and it really does inform a lot of AI. Is our words. That's so like when we teach and train AI, usually we're training it with words, but we will look at some other use cases as well. So don't be confused. Oh my goodness, I gotta click this one. Look, there's a taxonomy. Just want to see this. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be confused. There's literally everybody does some type of AI, and so kind of resist the. I wish I knew what this meant, but there's clustering and. But anyways, don't let it overwhelm. Okay, so it is accessible. It just takes some practice. And yeah, this is perfect. This is the wrong way to learn artificial intelligence, in my humble opinion. Okay. Hey Frank, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, yeah, no, good. Keep asking. The answer to your question, Frank, is hey, the best AI is going to be whatever fits your business use case. And that is perfect because, like, if we're looking at a white paper here, It fits their use case, but it probably won't fit your use case. I did like this breakdown. Yes, yeah, hog the chair. Somebody put a pig in the. Come on, first pig emoji wins. First pig GIF art wins. Who's gonna win? Where's Gakumi? Where's Gakumi? Is Gakumi sleeping? TD wins. Gakumi usually always has like great. He's our resident excellent artist. But anyways, I missed
Kumi's asleep
everybody.
again.
Yes, my life. I'll give. Hey, I gotta help you out there. I gotta help you out there. All right. Good, everyone. And hey, we still have a ton of cool people. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. All right. Any questions? And we're about to finalize the presentation here, which is the best part, is next. Yes, yikes, you're here. Oh, hey, unmute, my friend. I made this presentation for you. Oh, anyways, what? Yeah, is Yikes here? I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, my phone's acting really sorry. I was in a build space call just now, and then I just got the notification on my Discord that it's like, oh hey, this thing that was gonna be the thing that you were gonna ramble for God knows how long on is happening 37 minutes ago. Okay,
Everybody take
here
it.
we
Well,
are.
how much
Basically.
rambling? It's been not too much, not too much. Mostly just jokes, and we need somebody with more emojis. No, I'm just kidding. We were talking about some cool stuff, and I'm
Or
so glad you're here because we're right at Chat GPT. But before we,
oh, perfect.
yeah, we just
Let
did
me
the warm up, so we just got
swap
warmed
over
up.
to my desktop. I was
Kind of went over TensorFlow a little bit. Kind of. Oh, hey, I think we'll
perfect.
just do. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we just did high level overview of all the different. Oh, wait, what? This is a good word. Hyperfragmentation. That's the word. Okay, so
Okay, hold
yeah.
on, hold on, hold on. My brain, my mushy
All right.
human brain, does
Okay,
not
thank you.
compute.
So it's fragment. Got it. So we'll bring it back down.
Thank you.
Any questions before we check out Chat GPT?
So real quickly, what was it all that you just showed? Because is this how the AI, different AI was created? Like ChatGPT was using one of
They gave
those
me the
things
elevator
that you
pitch. I
were
missed it all.
showing?
Yes, you got it.
Got it.
So, and yeah, for anybody just joining, thank you, TD. Thank you, Yikes. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Um, we basically answered the question, how do you learn um, AI? And so we went through, it's super awesome to Google W3C schools, machine learning. This one is really good because of everything that's on the left right here. This is really powerful, great stuff. Okay, and 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 it does some visual examples. Also, hey, this one it finally loaded. This one's also really nice. Let me put that
Sweet.
one in there as well. Um, but there's many ways. We looked at TensorFlow as well. Just right here, the demos and tutorials, and this was look at all of these excellent, fun code-based things. This is what I would do if I were still learning. Again, ooh, I saw a sci-fi movie. Where's that? WebGL shaders. This a lot, many use cases, and that is
Which one's
exemplified.
the sorry, which free code camp one was the one you were going over?
Yeah. Oh, it is in the chat, and
Okay, cool. I'll find it.
cool. And also check earlier the W3C schools is there as
I got
well.
that one.
And then my point is, hey, especially to Frank, hey, which one's the best? The answer is this one. Okay, all right, the coding train. No, it's like it depends what
Perfect.
your style, it depends what you need. Okay, and this one has a parrot, so I'm giving it extra credit. But maybe it's not the best for you. Okay, The other one, what popped in here, we were here looking at this one. Maybe more insight and strategy is what you need. Maybe it isn't. So, you could learn these things, but I was actually just arriving at the main point of the presentation. Yeah, go light it up. Fire emojis. Let's go. Is that the use case of using Chat GPT to tell you about Chat GPT was super fun. I encourage everybody learn AI with AI. I think I made a slide about that. Use AI to teach you AI. So yes, my first question was, will Al take over the world? No, that is an I. That is an I. I would prefer Al takes over. He's still here. He's still here. Um
No, I
what
can't
how
program
much
Al with ethics.
Ethics
Al has
what?
whatever
oh,
ethics Al has.
yeah, how with ethics? You don't have ethics? I thought you did. That's all. Okay. So
Yeah, yeah, rip. Okay.
really?
I'll take ChatGPT any day. Thank you very
Zero.
much.
Well, I mean,
Apparently, that's how you
ChatGPT doesn't
win.
have ethics either.
You can
So,
program that in. You can't
Oh,
program it in
right.
Al, you know?
We need
Like,
the package. We need to
that's
upload the
true.
package. Yikes.
you do.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I wanted to update you. This is what ChatGPT says if you ask it. It's a bot. Where
Oh,
did I put it?
are you on 3.5 or 4?
I don't know.
Okay. Do
3.5.
you have plus?
This is why I wanted you to be here.
I don't think he has plus.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have
it
I
says
plus.
upgrade
So
to
why
plus.
don't, what was
So,
the question you asked it? So let's try a different model here. What was the question you asked
Okay,
to
well, here we
this
go. Are
this
you
thing?
a bot?
Are
And last
you a
time it told
boss?
me it was. Let's see what it says this time. Oh, that part's really cool too. Oh, it's still generating. Oh, because I have to refresh or something. It actually said yes. I was made by OpenAI. Yeah, there you
Is
go. Yes.
Okay, yeah, mine says yes, I'm an AI language model created by OpenAI called ChatGPT. I'm a bot designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the input I receive. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to ask.
oh,
Wow,
did
that
you
was
have
Just
way
Pro
two
better.
different
Light?
models of very different responses.
Yeah,
I
like
clicked one button.
great.
Closed them.
Yes. Seems like it's less artificial.
Sounds
Cool.
less
So I'll have
artificial.
you
I think it's
please
I don't
query
know if it's the
deeper.
largest. It is the largest customer-facing model right now. I think.
Mm.
There is. So, anyways, I asked it if it would take over the world, and I was super happy that it said no. I wonder what your versions.
Yeah, I want to hear Yikes version. That'd be fun.
Let's see.
Especially because
Oh
it
wait,
goes more
hold
in
on.
depth about it. It's like, why
Okay,
not?
let me. Not will you. Will AI take over the world? Let's try that.
Will Al take over the world? But that's actually worth asking too. Oh, I lost a few people. I'm sorry. I thought I was being entertaining,
You're fine.
Rocksteady.
You're good.
Cool avatar.
Uh,
Um, Sorry if
well,
I'm
I'll
rambling.
copy pasted it in the chat because it's going off. But yeah.
Let's go.
Mhm.
Yes.
So what are we
Fun
talking
thing.
about with regards? What was your plan to talk about uh, with ChatGPT? What
I
kind of
was just
interesting
stalling
stuff?
till you showed up, you know.
Okay, got it.
Oh, wait,
Well, I'm
question,
glad
question,
I got the
question.
notification. Well,
So,
that's what GPT-4 says. It's in the chat if anybody wants to read it.
Please
oh,
do. Thank you. Love that. Keep
that
doing
is a
that.
lot longer. It's not just a no.
Yes.
We don't talk
However,
about
I
that
see a
one.
however. That's
there is
scary.
I think that so that however is based on I don't if depends on if people are familiar. Both I believe both GPT-4 and GPT-5 their training data only goes up to 2021, I think, and maybe 2022 for GPT-4. So anything that happened after
Correct.
that, they don't know about it.
Look at
There's a
this.
5 now? How
You
behind are
guys see my
we?
screen?
There's not a 5 yet. Sorry, I meant 3.5 and 4. 5 is supposed to come out or is supposed to be done training by I think Q4 of this year.
Oh my gosh.
Um, which is pretty terrifying. But So that answer that it's giving you is based on information from 2021. Can I screen share? Let me take a look here. I think I
Hey!
can.
You should
Hey,
be
can you
able
see my
to.
screen? I'm already
Not
screen
response to
sharing.
user.
Hey,
If you screen
this.
share, I think that space gotta stop screen.
I'm
Because
not.
I
I'm
won't
not
be
gonna
able to see
let. I'm
both.
giving a
I think we can both
presentation
do it.
here.
My internet's been kind of ornery today, so it might not.
Can you hear me? What, am I on mute?
I can hear you. You're good.
Okay, check this out. I put whatever you wanted to look up in the chat, please, and we'll look it up. Okay, talk about it.
Who
Can you
wanted to look
see
up
Yikes
what? Huh?
screen space?
Can you? Yeah, you should be able to right now.
On the top.
On what?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Watch.
So yeah, okay. Let me know if you guys can see that. My internet might be too bad to do it today, but we will see.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's not being cool today. Oh.
Oh, so Frank, Frank, were you asking GPT-4 there? I
Yeah, it
think
looks like
that
it.
it does look like it. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you and I are probably both pretty probably
Uh-oh, the
on
baby
a
woke up. I
similar
gotta
page with
step
this.
out, but I am recording.
Okay. Sure.
Plug TD.
Um,
What was that? Yeah.
yeah, so they're only trained on data up to 2021 or 2022.
Hello.
And if any, I don't know if you guys have been following kind of the AI developments lately, but the answer to that question, I think, or the information that you have available to answer that question is will AI take over the world, has changed significantly in the last month, like to the point where it could have been no before, and now it like you could make a pretty reasonable case for it to be yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But ChatGPT doesn't currently know about that.
Is it hot?
One of the things, I guess. So, gosh, where to start? I guess just to give, I can do. I don't really have a plan, but we can do
Oh,
just
hey.
kind of a general. Yeah, I'm winging it. Kind
No,
of a.
can I present, please?
Can you? Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah. I put together a whole presentation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. What do you got? What do you
And
got?
if you were you about to change it to, just so I understand, please put it in the chat that
Mhm.
that maybe the answer to that question is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm
We
kind of
will
in the
get to
camp that
that.
What's that?
We will get to that.
Okay.
Can you
Sure.
see
Sure.
my screen? Oh my goodness.
I see your screen. Let's take a look.
All right. So check this out. This is one
I
of the
run my
things
own
you
screen
missed was
and
we were actually talking about the Terminator. So you missed this part. Can everybody see the Terminator again?
I'm gonna stop sharing so I can get some bandwidth back.
No.
I'm still loading in. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't see right now.
Let me see. I'll go ahead and try it again. Okay, now can you? No? Let me
I'm
see.
still loading too.
All right, so that was a little unfortunate. But hey, right?
Oh,
Let
try
me go
again.
ahead and share.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
try again.
hi! TD's back!
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hey. Am I sharing screen again?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Okay, it's working now. Hey,
Great.
hey.
okay. If it's working,
We
then I'm
were
loading.
talking about the Terminator, okay?
Terminator.
And this is kind of like, this is okay. Not what I wanted to talk about, but
Oh,
that's why I'm glad you're here. All right, thank you, Al. Appreciate you, man.
wait, question
We
real
do
quick.
have
His
this.
space real quick. Sorry. So which model does ChatGPT use? Like
Or,
specifically the whatever
GPT,
.js thing?
the Chat GPT that's on the front end on the OpenAI website uses 3.5 Turbo,
Whoa.
which is the kind of one kind of a step in the middle between 3 and 4. My understanding, which is limited, that 3.5 has, I think it does have some more more data. I'm blanking on what you're supposed to call that, but I think it's primarily like optimizations. And like speed was the big thing, speed and efficiency. So the big, like, 3 was quite expensive. DaVinci 003 was what a lot of people used. And 3.5 has similar performances. You know, it's arguably a little better or a little worse at some things, but the big thing is way faster and it's 10 times cheaper.
Cool.
Ah.
So that's what they use for that
So if
one.
we
So they
wanted to
can do
make
it
our
quick and free.
own chat GPT, what would you recommend?
Well, if you have an OpenAI account, even if you have a free one, you can go to your API key page, which is a relatively recent development. I believe it would be under settings, but I would have to take a look. No, it's not. My plan. Okay, I think you can go to my plan, then manage my subscription or something. No, okay, I don't know how to get to it from the from the. Maybe I'll just ask ChatGPT. But you can grab an API key
Oh,
from ChatGPT, and whatever you build on your front end, you can just plug that right in. So whatever you want to do with this kind of text output that you're getting, you can do it.
nice.
Cool. Yeah.
You have to
Great.
sign up
Any
for a
other
wait list to
questions?
get the GPT-4 API key, but there are other models that are like more open source that are not quite as performant, obviously, but better performant than 3.5 turbo right now, I believe.
Love
Fantastic.
to hear a presentation on just Chat GPT. Oh, hey, there was a really cool thing. Does everybody know what GPT stands for? This might be of interest. Do you know? Yikes. So this will,
God, off the top of my head,
right. Not easy. That's why.
no,
Um,
yeah, no, I
I
don't know.
General
use
It's general.
Processing
easy.
Translator.
Yeah.
I'm
Transformer,
totally
I
wrong.
think, right?
I'm super wrong.
There it is. It's not easy to remember. Transformers. Oh,
Generative
that's gonna help.
pre-transformer.
Ah,
Okay, I got one word right. One word right.
But my point that I wanted to kind of bring to everybody is that this is a really good use case for um, artificial intelligence, is using artificial intelligence to learn. Okay? So that was kind of the point that I was getting at in a huge arc. We made it. So I would encourage people, like, this is a lot of fun to use, artificial intelligence as a way to just ask questions. This was another good one. What's a neural network? I chose JavaScript. I'm not needing to go that deep, right? We really don't need to go this deep. And
Yeah, I would also, yeah, I
I
would
want to
recommend
keep it
not
at a high
going that deep.
level for you. What's that? Yikes!
I said I would recommend actually not going that deep because
Yeah.
if
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Um,
if you don't understand the concept, the big thing you need to be able to tell is when the AI starts hallucinating, because that's a really common
mm-hmm.
problem. So it will start,
how do
if
you
it doesn't
tell?
know, it's not going to tell you it doesn't know. It's going to give you an answer. So you have to kind of watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas
Right. Yeah.
GPT-4 is starting to be a little bit more honest, huh?
Pending. I would. Yeah, I
Depends.
believe it's. I believe it's like, I believe statistically it's significantly down. Like if I don't know a programming language, 3.5 Turbo will just confuse me and send me down rabbit holes. But GPT-4 can reasonably walk me through a full project if I don't know anything about the language.
So it's actually really accessible for people, and this code is very readable. I I thought this was so neat. Like for anybody, you were asking about, how do you build it yourself? Well,
Yeah,
this is
just ask it.
actually a really great answer for how you can do things with artificial intelligence rather easily. And we're a little bit behind on time, but we can still get to it. The for Hi,
Hey,
Oh,
baby.
sorry. I better mute.
it's all good.
Baby dragon.
It's all
Baby dragon.
good. There we go. He's
Baby
learning.
drag.
He's learning.
So we talk about like neural networks. This is what it looks like in the code when we create a neural network. We talk about artificial intelligence in a lot of like Hollywood version, but in code, it's actually a function. All right. It's usually an object that calls a function. And here's the iterations. These are the loops. So this is always, yikes, you were talking about design patterns and patterns last time. So one of the things I thought was so cool about this example output from ChatGPT of a neural network is that it shows these patterns really nicely. How to spin up an AI engine, and then how to give it. Look at this. This is so straightforward. An array of object data, and then you send that set of data, which would in realistically be, billions of entries, and then you send it into the neural network train function, and it will do something, do work. And this is artificial intelligence. This is a good. Hey, Naruto, good to see you. Yeah,
You got him on here,
right.
buddy.
You want to say hi? You can. Okay, so I see your Naruto's here. Excellent. Hey, it was excellent meeting you. Okay, cool. Please keep typing. It was thank you for saying hi to me last month, Naruto. I wish we had more time
Right
together.
back.
I got pulled away with some friends, but I really wanted to meet you and spend more time talking, but it's great to see you. Yeah, we're talking about a cool topic today. It's one that Yikes is really excited about. We can look at a little bit more demystifying this, like a little bit a little bit less Terminator and a little bit more real world, okay? A little bit less sci-fi and a little bit more like um, actual implementation of uh, concepts. And this one's a good one too. Pattern recognition. Let's look at a quick. This will be fun. Uh, Quick examples of different ways that AI can be used. Here's one called Leonardo AI, which does graphics. And TD, I hope you can see my screen right now. This is such a beautiful platform. And you know what this does. This one, I signed up for it, I'll be honest. Leonardo AI, and I have the link, I think. Let me see. There it is. But yeah. This is kind of cool. It does. It's the yeah. Let me pop that in for everybody. There you go. Okay, Leonardo AI is super cool. That's on the cool. Excellent. Yeah, GPT. Yes, using Chat GPT a lot. Different use cases, many different use cases. Robotics is one. Another is 3D mesh, right? So TD, if you could, yes, good. You're gonna love this part, TD. This part is for you, okay? You can use AI for 2D graphics, but we can also use AI for 3D graphics, which is what this is, and that is so cool. So yeah, and this is fresh, hot, brand new. Okay. Oh, there's the. I could. Do you guys all want to join Leonardo AI? Kind of cool.
I guess so.
Let's go. Okay, there you go. There you go. Please join. Have never used it, but it looks really cool. Um, there's also check this out. This is just recently, like yesterday or
Yeah, I love that
something.
paper.
Um, this is from Stanford. Super fun. They're building games with the AI that they. Yeah, I want to look at that Auto GPT. Yes, links. Please drop links.
Yeah,
Please drop links in the chat. Yeah, anybody, especially Yikes. You got some links that we can
oh, I
look
have
at. Three
so
five
many.
turbo.
Just with
Drop some
that
links in
paper,
chat.
I do want to, yeah, like,
What?
so, I don't, how deep did you dig into that? Because that's a lot more than just a game. Um,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Cool. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I do. I'm
Go ahead.
I'm jumping at the bit.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So one of those. So yeah, I was talking about AI, being able to take over the world. I'll do a little quick stream here of just kind of interesting. So this is the trending GitHub repos for today,
Okay.
and um, this is GPT based, and this is, and this is, and this is, and this is, and
I don't
this
think we
is,
can see the
and
screen,
this
but please
is,
put
and
a.
this is computer vision.
Could you
Um,
please
Hold
put
up,
the.
you going too fast for me, bro. One sec, one
okay,
sec.
all right. Um,
Okay. Watching the
so
screen now.
this, I guess, can be just kind of a side note whenever it pops up. But so what's really exciting about that paper is so we have Chat GPT, which we can talk to. That's very cool. We can ask it all sorts of questions. Um, there is kind of a library called LangChain, which is kind of the first. Like if ChatGPT was a programming language, LangChain would be the framework you put on top of it. It extends its abilities and gives it um, some new capabilities it didn't have before. Um, one of those capabilities is to behave as an agent, and what an agent does is you give it an objective. Yeah, there we go. We got a LangChain right there. You give it an objective, and then it will um, perform some reasoning. It will evaluate. It will make an observation based on that reasoning, and then it will decide an action to take after that. That's very cool because ChatGPT will just give you an answer. This thing will reason just like we do about what it should do. Um,
What
and
matters? Did they say what matters? That's usually one of the questions. Okay, cool.
um,
The tough thing for AI, for all AI, is for it to determine what matters, what it to
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's
Um,
a, and that's going to be kind of tricky from what I wanted to talk about today about linguistics, but we don't have to talk about that side. Yeah, keep telling us about agents. What do agents do? What would be a great use case for
okay.
agents?
Well, so the other concept there is I don't know if my stream has popped up yet, but there is something
No.
called as an it might be just kind of whining today. Let's do stop streaming. Let's
Okay.
do share.
Yeah,
See
try
if
again.
this will do. Um, thing called Auto GPT.
Yes, auto
Um,
GP.
what this does
You can
is
see.
combines two features of. Do I have AI background? I don't. I don't have AI background. I have just gone whole hog into the rabbit hole as of a couple of weeks ago. And like I'm trying to keep up, and I just don't. I don't have enough eyeballs to keep up with everything that's going on. Um,
Okay, like what?
I started trying to play with LangChain the other
Uh,
day, but I haven't done it
what?
myself.
What's the use case though?
So this is Auto GPT. You guys might not be able to see it. So
Okay.
agents can decide what to do. We've got that. There's another thing called chains, which is really short version. Um, it's multiple prompts. It's like you can start with this and then do this once you get to there or there. Um, and you can combine these two things and say, figure out your own chain. Um, and then you can attach that to some sort of database of memory. Um, and so then you have something on a computer that can take an idea, reason about it, decide what to do, um, and go back and look if that idea was good and got it where it wanted to go, and then decide what it should do next. And just keep doing that until it um, kind of gets along that path of getting to its goal. Um, that's very, very similar to what humans do. That's what we do. I decide I want to do something. I figure out what I need to do. Then I try it, and if it doesn't work, I go do something else. So what they did was give 25 of these agents with these capabilities plugged into it, and they plopped them in a little town, like the Sims or whatever, and They gave them a personality. Hey, you're a pharmacist, you like helping people, and your name is John. These are your friends. And that's all they gave them. And they said, go nuts. And all of these little agents started interacting with each other and deciding what to do and planning to build a building and planning a birthday party and interacting with their friends and trying to figure out what medicine somebody needed when they got sick. So it's not it's much like in a game you would need to program all that stuff. None of that stuff got programmed. It all just happened.
Oh, cool.
Which is
Oh.
yeah,
It emulated society, right? So this is
yeah.
what we're doing is we're emulating, reflecting. It's the data set that we feed it.
Yes,
I think
there's
that,
another interesting paper called Reflection that
yeah,
goes
we
over.
gotta resist the Hollywood version of AI. We anthropomorphize so much. Do we all know what anthropomorphism is?
I do not.
Yeah,
What
It
is
yeah.
yeah.
that? For my meat brain, what is
When we say
anthropomorphism?
this is super important, yes, from the psychology side, but the anthropomorphism is the word for when we speak about technology as a human. So, like when we say AI is learning, not quite fair about what's happening underneath. Okay, AI is looping over many data sets, comparing them, and trying to prioritize what matters. But if we were to say it's a learning, that's not quite what it's actually doing when we're in the code. And so I actually wanted to show and demystify the code rather than complicate the code because when I mean, I love the Devin Coldway's research from Stanford into how to make a Pixelmon style video game based on data sets of human activity, and that's totally cool. And agents, and but the truth is that all AI, and please everybody go ahead and tell me if I'm wrong about this. It reflects what we put in. So you put in input, it outputs an output. And so even Chat GPT is emerging, and this is all of all the web, right? Web resources that it basically compiles them together and then puts a perfect grammar set on it and removes the things that are not relevant and tries to prioritize the things that are relevant. So, yikes, when you say that it's hallucinating, that's a perfect example. What happens when there's hallucinations in artificial intelligence is that the algorithm incorrectly did not reject something, so it accepted a false positive, or the opposite is true, that sometimes it can reject something that is important. So that happens too. So we have to be careful with AI to stay away from the Hollywood side, which is the it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can I share screen? Can I take it back?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
we can
I
also
didn't
do a
even
chat.
realize it was still streaming.
Does everybody want the magic version?
Well, so
I'm
I do. You said like I kind of want to tell you you're wrong at this point because
okay,
you asked.
but
So I think
can I
everything that you were.
continue? Can I show you what I mean?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
All right,
Um,
cool.
'Cause you did say for people to tell you if they think you're wrong.
Yeah, I
But
love that. That's cool. Go ahead and, I mean, that's all good.
yeah,
So I totally get it. I see what, and that was a very blanket statement because I said so many different things that I was probably right about some of them and probably wrong about some of them
definitely,
too. So
definitely.
fair is fair. But I'm guessing that. Tell me. Let's go there. What's the part that you think needs to be
Well,
clarified? Please
yeah,
go
the
ahead.
the first thing that I did want to
No, not fight. Not fight. Collaborate.
collaborate. So the first thing that I did want to, because a lot of people kind of have this idea, and it was true. Well, no, it hasn't really been true for the GPT models. The kind of the line that we see a lot, or what a lot of people say is AI only puts out what you put in. If it's not in the data set, it can't do anything. It doesn't exist. GPT models, this is not true.
Well,
GPT
okay.
models have been demonstrating emergent capabilities where
Cool.
they are they're they are not trained on how to do a particular task. It's not in their data set. You give them that task and they figure out how to do it. Um, which
Yeah, I
is
totally agree. That actually aligns exactly with the same conclusion that I came to as well. So it was a little premature to say I was wrong about
no, you're
everything.
good. I just wanted to clarify that one because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just a parrot." It's way more than a parrot at this point.
So I
Maybe
love
it's not
this.
Hollywood, but it is not a parrot.
Let's talk about the emergent. What was that called? What was that term?
Yeah, emergent capabilities, something we didn't plan on that just started happening, and we don't know why. Sometimes
Let's
we can figure
go
out why.
there. Is that what everybody wants to talk about? So yeah, and TD, this is why. This is why. This is the conclusion. We gotta think carefully about how we design
I got a
artificial
really good one there too.
intelligence.
Yeah, you go first.
Especially, thank you, yikes. This is why I wanted you here. This is why I risk being wrong. But I probably am. I probably am. I don't
You're
mean to
good.
like,
You're good.
but we learn together, right? We're raising all boats. And I'm empowering you. Like, this is important. We have to, and that's why, my friends, we have to pull the Hollywood view out of it and we have to really look at it as real algorithms, real neural nets, real emergent capabilities. And that's what I would like to talk about more if you'll have me. I think we could do a part two. I think we're at
Oh, I'm
time.
sure. Yeah.
But I would love to do a part two if we could. Could we do a part two maybe with Yikes again and everybody? Hey,
I will actually
GDG.
be here on time this next time.
Uh,
Absolutely, we can do a part two.
well,
What should we call it? What would we call our part two?
we could call it whatever you want, but check this out. You might actually like this. I would like to show to you the other last part before I turn it over to Yikes, which was there is a small little tool for learning AI, and I'd like to go through that if anybody would like to do that. So we don't have to do that, but this is the demystifying it. This goes from we won't do this today, but it goes from the linguistics side, the tokenizer, the parser, how to build an artificial intelligence engine on words, and then we could get to emergent capabilities by the end of the month, or maybe
Well,
not.
by the end of the month, everything's going to change again. So,
It will. It will.
Version one
So
by Thursday.
so check out this little game. This is the game right there. So fill in the blanks and boom. Now the thing is, you can actually. It's not. It's this isn't being driven by Alexa or TensorFlow, or Turbo. But it is the patterns that are used to create all artificial intelligence. Okay?
Oh.
So if you would like to do a part two, I'd love to show you those real world things, maybe also design principles. But for today was use cases. I did want to show you this. Oh, yeah, okay, that one, or Dolly, image creation from text. But we could talk about whatever kind. If you want to talk about emergent behaviors and stuff, like this right here. Okay.
if
I
we're doing
get
use cases
likes. I
today, I
know
can
what you're
certainly do some.
saying. Like that is not artificial intelligence, and that's actually why I included it. Okay, because this is not really. I typed in party cats with rainbows and candy, and that's what we got. But yeah, the patterns underneath. are very specific. All right, speech recognition. The one thing I just showed you was called natural language processing. Here's robotics. Also, often we see like the space cats or whatever. That's computer. Well, not totally computer vision. Then here's TensorFlow. TensorFlow's up here. So yeah, what is the best AI, as Frank asked? It depends what you're doing. Okay, here's AR, VR, interesting. So, and the one that you're talking about with emergent capabilities, I don't know does it fall probably down here in machine learning, deep learning? Is
Let me
that
take a look.
neural networks? I think
Yeah,
so.
it would be, I believe. Well, so yeah, it's I believe a subset of neural networks that are large language models specifically.
Thank you. I wanted that. Oh, let's do this if I can, and then we can wrap up as well for anybody. But this was pretty much, pretty much what I was wanting to talk about. But yeah, and I hope everybody liked it. What questions does anybody have at this point?
So many.
Right. We'll do another. Should we do another one and not next week because maybe some other people won't. But
Yeah,
please,
Danjuma
yes,
is going to be presenting next week, so we can have a little break.
yes.
Yeah. And we do have an AI forum in the Designers Guild. So there's a bunch of resources in there for different things. You feel free to also put in your questions. I'm sure someone will be able to also answer you if you have specific things like which AI is best for this project or however. But we do have that there for you guys if you guys want to check it
Yeah.
out.
Also, I could do the use cases if you want to stay at a high design level. We could do the use cases in the tree, which would be similar to, but yeah, so please, everybody tell us what you would like to talk about with AI. Emergent capabilities is up for a vote. Everybody kind of gets to pick. What part of the tree do you want to talk about? Very cool.
That's a good question. What part of the tree? So what are the parts of the tree that we all are hearing about right now is the which language learning. I know it's text
Cat?
and images on a very high user base scale. There's AI for text and AI for images is my meat
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, the AI for text is large language models, and then I believe I don't know if this is all of them. My knowledge is a little limited here again, but I believe diffusion models are the ones that can do
Ooh.
visual stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. That would be really great to learn more about. So, yep, whatever types of models there are infinite. You can see there are many, but yeah, if I would encourage you to do a deep dive on these things. I did a deep dive on my side, but hey, everybody can do whatever's interesting to you. Okay.
What model is like really interesting to you that hasn't gone mainstream yet?
Go yikes.
Um, well, mainstream is yeah. I think really the only two that are I would consider mainstream at this point are um, like Stable Diffusion and Midjourney and ChatGPT. I feel like the rest of them are mostly technical, but there's a lot of really interesting ones. I think enough, yeah, like stuff like Adobe Firefly is. I haven't actually used Firefly yet, but so I'm a little limited on that one. But
I've seen
I think
that.
my
Yeah.
design friends really really like it. Nice,
Yeah.
nice, that's awesome.
Would that be good
Um,
for Talon Dragon too? Because
Heck yeah.
keep that
And
in
I
mind
have
for the.
Adobe Firefly, I think, as there's a presentation that I have access to that I can take a look at later. So,
yeah, definitely, I would recommend it.
Cool.
One
What
of the
else?
ones that's really interesting to me that maybe people don't know a lot about is llama and alpaca models. which
Huh?
these are kind of like the lower tier, quote unquote,
You like
models, but
gopher?
they tend to name them
Giraffe?
very silly names. I think chinchilla is kind of the next iteration of llama and
Chilla,
alpaca.
yeah.
The llama is giving me deviant art nostalgia right now.
Absolutely. But
This is the
yeah,
deep
my at least,
side.
and again, I'm not, and unfortunately, I maybe should have been, but I'm not an actual like AI researcher or anything, so I'm a little limited on these. But what's interesting to me is that the llama and alpaca models tend to be very, like if you just you like me sitting down at my computer need to train a model to do like to help me with a very particular thing, I can just grab an alpaca, grab a data set it up with whatever graphics card I can get or whatever cloud graphics service I can, and just train it myself. Um,
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
and
How do you
shit.
Google this? Llama and how to train an llama and alpaca? It's not working.
yeah, the
No,
Stanford
no.
paper is actually really really good. Um,
Oh, is it
the
considered? Got it.
So
Stanford alpaca?
Stanford,
I got
Alpaca
it.
Electric, yeah, right there. We got GitHub.
I'm sending it.
This that's probably one of the things. There's a lot of I think they have a couple of alpaca ones.
It's a
Um,
use
but
case.
the really interesting thing about
Gucci.
alpaca and llama that Stanford did was they used GPT-4, or maybe it was
Okay.
GPT 3.5. So you guys remember what Space was showing you earlier, where it's like, hey, the kind of training data that I want is an a set of data and then an output that's correct,
Right.
and that's how you train me to help you with things. Um, Normally, like researchers or people or whatever would generate that data or whatever, but in this case they had GPT-4 generate that data for the llama model they were training.
Oh snap.
Yes.
and
AI training
what
AI.
Yeah.
and what they found was they got a llama model for that was uh uh I want to say alpaca Laura, maybe. um
What?
Ended up getting a llama model that was comparable in performance. I think it was like 90% to GPT-3 or 3.5, which is
Oh.
a much much larger, much more extensive model than llama or alpaca. Um, and the amount of like compute and time that it took cost $600. Um, so
Oh
the
my
first
god.
Oh my
iteration
gosh.
of 3.5 of GPT 3.5 cost 5 million to get trained, and then the second iteration, like a month later, cost $600.
Is this
Um,
Nice.
electricity or what was the cost? The time, human
Compute power. Um, when
electricity.
when you're when you're training a model,
Yeah.
um, you basically what yeah GPU power. So you have to get it to crunch. You have to get it to run this same comparison operation over and over and over and over and over on every single thing in its data set.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
So
Oops.
gas.
um, why
Gas.
so little? That would be a question for Stanford. But I do need to read the paper a little bit more.
Mm.
But
Six hundred
the
dollar
kind of
gas fees, guys.
yeah, the unique take was instead of generating the training data in some other way, GPT-4 generated the training data, and GPT-4 exists because the training data because training data was applied to it. So the idea, I guess, would be that GPT-4 is much better at generating training data sets because that's how its quote unquote brain works.
Mm.
Hey, do you have a
Uh,
good link for that? Hey, they're
yeah, let me
saying
Google it.
GPU power. Yes, it is
Don't know if I have it.
GPU. Is it GPU? Is that what they're using to crunch those
Yep,
iteration?
I'm actually working on my build space project is going to involve um, a an interesting little thing that I found the other day that's kind of a distributed compute network. So you can just say, hey, I need this many GPUs and I'm willing to pay this much. and you can get them assigned to you to train your own models, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Say that one more time. From where?
Um, that that basically already exists, and I think it's actually free right now. It's called Bacalhau, which is a kind of in a way integrated with Filecoin, but not really. It's off chain. But Filecoin has a couple articles about it. But Stanford AI training 600. Let me see if I can copies the Chat GPT API AI for less than $600. Give me a link, please. Started out with Meta's open source Llama 7B, so that's why the Llama is, because everybody gets it, and it's got 7 billion um, uh, parameters.
ooh,
It is the smallest and cheapest of several Llama models available.
oh,
So they got that up and running, and then they had GPT-4 train it, and then they compared it with ChatGPT, and Alpaca won 90 of these tests, GPT won 89.
oh,
Oh,
snap.
okay, interesting,
Let's
fun.
see.
Wow, look at that code for generating the data, code for fine tuning the model.
I
I
Wow.
think
think
we,
that's, yeah, strong.
So
Yeah, I
we
think
got
that's the gift.
prompt engineer dream right there.
Oh, man, I could do a whole presentation on prompt engineering too. Oh Lord.
thank you.
Oh
Oh
Lord.
Lord. Needless to say, I've been like having insomnia and going on links and like
The rabbit
diving
hole.
into.
There's a
Yeah, yeah.
the
It's
second
I'm
rabbit hole. First it was
I need to put on a
blockchain.
tinfoil hat at this point. It's pretty bad, but
Oh no.
it's very interesting.
So cool.
You got a gopher hole
Yeah,
now.
I'm glad you're here, Yikes, for this one. Thanks for being here and adding your perspective.
Uh,
The details are greatly appreciated. Yeah, as anybody else is, I saw some votes in the chat from 8Koi and F My Life of what they're interested in the future. So if anybody else has um, uh, topics that they want, please put them in the chat, and then we will figure out artificial intelligence part two design, whatever that may be, or deep dive. Yikes! If you want to do that, that's fine as well. Let us know what models you'd like to see, things like that.
yeah.
Hey, all
Yeah,
right, Frank.
any more last minute questions as we wrap up this space? We went half an hour over, but it looks like we have so many people interested in it, so all good. All good things.
I will do the notes. Talon Dragon, it's normal. So,
Yeah, we'll have it. Yeah, it is recorded. I'm recording it with Craig Bear, and then I'm attempting to record on my phone. So we'll see how that works out. So that I have my screen also,
wow.
and I will edit it later. Next time baby's asleep again.
Do amazing work, TD. Getting these videos turned around every time is pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, clap, clap, clap for TD.
Yay for Talon Dragon.
Yeah.
Also, the
Talon
banner.
Dragon and Baby Dragon. And
Talon
Pleasure to
Dragon
be
and
here.
Baby Dragon.
And
I'm
TD
so
and
glad Baby
Baby.
Dragon is just a cruiser.
Yeah, good. Yeah, cool. Um, NTD, your request if you want to do a presentation on Thursday in the design chat, and
Oh.
you won't have to won't have to talk over me. Yikes! Okay.
Sorry, I get really excited about this.
I'm
This thing.
glad. I love it. Super cool.
Yeah,
I'll
we
have
will
to go back and
definitely,
watch your
yeah,
actual presentation
post inside
too.
the chat what things you want to see next time about AI, and we will continue this what series. We love series. We have lots of series. Yay!
Yeah.
So we have series for days right now. Next week is going to be on branding, Web3 with Danjuma. How interesting is that? Can we put a label on this massive behemoth called Web3? Question mark. Can we do it?
Wow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. We will try.
Well, thank you, Al. Good to see you. I'm glad you were here. And yeah, I'll be in touch.
Yeah. All
Forward
right.
to
Thanks so
essentially
much,
keeping with
everybody,
the
for
data
coming
structures.
today.
Thank you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, data structures would be fun. Patterns, data structures would be cool. All right. Okay. Anything
All right.
else?
That's it for me. See you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
All
it for
right.
me too. I'm just gonna be
Peace, love,
chilling in the
Web3.
chat a bit to see everybody's chats, but I'm gonna end this space now, stop recording, and yeah, but I'll be hanging out a little bit. But otherwise, peace, love, Web3, guys.
Okay, bye.
Stop, Web3.